Hello guys, this is a real tweet by Taylor Otwell, who tweeted yesterday, "Sorry for so much shipping today." So Laravel team bombarded the market with various launches, small and big, and probably the biggest one is Laravel Svelte Starter Kit. So out of the blue, without any announcement or plans, now we have Starter Kit number 4 in Laravel 12, which is Svelte. So in this video, I will try to install it and show you how you can do that now in Laravel 12 with Laravel installer. And also I will review smaller releases of Laravel team to discuss which ones do you want me to dig into deeper. So Svelte Starter Kit. So first, if we try to run Laravel new, I like the feature of this warning. I'm using Laravel Herd, and here I see the clear instructions of how to update installer. So I cancel this thing, then I go to Herd in my top bar, and then I go to PHP, and then I click Update Laravel Installer. Then I go back to terminal, let's clear it up, and then I relaunch Laravel new Svelte. See? New Svelte Starter Kit. Let's try to install it and see what's under the hood, both how it looks and what's inside. So same authentication, same pest, Laravel Boost, yes. I'm not sure if there are any Svelte skills or something. We will take a look. Then it asks for Laravel Boost stuff. I will just continue with Fortify and default choices. This is irrelevant for this video. npm install and npm run build. And yeah, this is the result with some warning, which I don't really understand, to be honest. But let's see if it works. So svelte.test, familiar Laravel 12 homepage. We go register, we use fake filler Chrome extension to create account, and yeah, it's all good. So we have settings, appearance, yeah, it's all like a typical Laravel 12 starter kit. And with the combination of Laravel Inertia and Svelte, it was kind of the missing part of Inertia, because if we go to Inertia homepage, it supports not only Laravel and not only Vue and React. It's kind of a glue layer tying front-end and back-end together, and in front-end there's Vue, there's React, and there's Svelte. So it was always in the Inertia options. And we can also find the new information in the documentation of Starter Kit, so you can see Svelte here in the menu item mentioned here. It's not on the official homepage from what I've seen. It's still React, Vue, or Livewire. Maybe it will come later because it needs, well, redesign a bit, but in the docs you already can see this. So what we can see here, let me zoom in. These are the details. It uses Svelte 5, TypeScript Tailwind, usual stuff, and shadcn Svelte. So similarly how we have shadcn Vue components, kind of a port of shadcn, then we have also now shadcn Svelte. And I was always thinking that Svelte is not that popular in Laravel community, but judging from these GitHub stars, for example, 8 GitHub stars, 8,000 for Svelte, and 9,000 for shadcn Vue, it's not that different. So it seems there's quite a big community of Svelte fans, and maybe I should dive deeper into Svelte on this channel with Laravel. Let me know in the comments below which topics I should cover. And now let's take a look at the code. So as with every project review, I start with routes, and here we see familiar inertia render, so nothing really about Svelte here. If we take a look at package.json, the dependencies, we have Vite, we have Wayfinder here, typical stuff, and here we have Svelte check in dev dependencies, and in the main dependencies we have Vite plugin Svelte, Inertia Svelte like a separate thing, and also the main Svelte version of 5.16 and Lucid Svelte for icons, if I understand correctly. And if we go down to dashboard component, we have dashboard Svelte. In resources.js pages, dashboard Svelte, where Svelte developers should find familiar patterns and components. So yeah, roughly the same framework for starter kits for Laravel and Inertia, familiar for React and Vue versions. Now really similar things, but with Svelte components. What do you guys think? Will you use it if you use Svelte in general? Let's discuss in the comments below. And now also let's discuss a few more topics what Laravel team cooked this week. So another thing announced yesterday was Laravel Nightwatch MCP. So you can chat with Cloud Code or Open Code or Agent and resolve issues from Nightwatch. So I will try it out myself in the near future, as I'm a user of Laravel Nightwatch myself. If I have some interesting bug to fix with Cloud Code, I will try it out. Also, as additional use case for roughly the same thing, Nightwatch and Linear now work together. I'm not actually sure if it's a new feature because I haven't used it. Maybe it was previously there in the Nightwatch, but basically you can not only fix the bugs with Nightwatch MCP with your AI agents, but also linear issues directly from Nightwatch issues. Also, there's a new thing in Laravel Cloud specifically for AI agents, which is called Markdown for Agents. And this is not new in Laravel Cloud. This becomes kind of a new trend. So this is a tweet by Cloudflare introducing Markdown for Agents on Cloudflare with 4,000 likes. And there's a blog article, and I will link that in the description below. Also, there's a tweet by Emre, the author of Markdown.new, specific agent-focused Markdown format creator, with the idea basically to save your tokens, because if the agent receives HTML and they need to parse it, then it costs tokens and time. With Markdown, it's much easier. And even Freg from Spotty is working on a new package launched tomorrow, or maybe it will be launched by the time this video airs. Laravel Markdown Response will be a new package from Spotty. You can already actually read the docs and dive in. But this is kind of a new trend to return Markdown from your website for agent users. And this is another separate tweet on that topic of Markdown and agents. This is kind of funny, but it may be actually holding true to some extent. So pricing strategy, maybe some SaaS or websites would adopt free trial for humans, but extra pricing if you want to use AI agents to consume the content or the services. This is something to think about. So yeah, back to Laravel. Now in Laravel Cloud, we have the same feature of agents and Markdown for agents to be enabled. Also released kind of a small details, kind of a cute thing, but Taylor is pretty emotional about it. The button Continue with Google on Laravel Cloud, which seems like a minor feature, but if I understand correctly, with Laravel Cloud being B2B enterprise ready and have different level of security standards, similar to like AWS or something, it wasn't that easy to introduce that Google sign-in button. Again, if I understand correctly. And then Michael from WorkOS retweeted that tweet saying that WorkOS powers that auth, and WorkOS is one of the options in Laravel Starter Kits for authentication. So yeah, if you aren't using WorkOS, just know that they are still around Laravel ecosystem, actively involved. Also, there were some updates on Laravel AI probably last week, I think. So they keep releasing new versions. So it's 0.1.4. Maybe by the time this video airs, there will be more new versions because people keep contributing with better support for different AI agents and providers. So yeah, watch that space for Laravel AI SDK new versions. And also in the same fashion, there's Laravel Boost, and Pushback from Laravel team tweeted recently that we should subscribe to releases of Laravel Boost because it is evolving fast as well. New versions, minor versions, new providers, new agents, new models. So yeah, watch Laravel Boost in action as well. And finally, something that I personally have been using the most out of all those new features, radio.laravel.cloud. Kind of a funny thing, kind of a side project, but in the past I was listening to Spotify playlist from Taylor Otwell himself for productivity music in the background, and now we have this website, Radio Laravel Cloud, where you just go on that website, hit play, and start working. So there's house music, there are other genres, and that's it. For me, it worked brilliantly. So yesterday I just launched it and basically forgot about it and forgot that I used to have YouTube or Spotify or even choosing what to play in the background. That did work well for me. So unrelated to core Laravel, but probably the best proof that we must ship, and this is the best time ever to release stuff. So if you have any idea for a side project but didn't have time or didn't have passion, I hope these releases by Laravel and others in the community, like for example, same Frag from Spotty is so back with new packages and versions. I hope that all will inspire you to build new things as well, release them, and then you can email me, povilas@laraveldaily.com, if you want me to review something or share something. If it's worthwhile, I will consider. I have pretty limited time because there are a lot of things to review from Laravel Filament and AI world these days, but yeah, I see it as kind of part of my mission now, so people don't use courses that much. I will still keep releasing courses, so the next one on the list is native PHP mobile, but still reviewing of the tools. People, I think, having hard times to keep up with new things and versions, so this is what I'm gonna do on this channel more often in the near future. So what do you think about those new releases? Where do I dive deeper? What questions do you have about them? Let me know in the comments below, and see you guys in other videos.